Good afternoon and welcome to this session, Moving to InterSystems Reports. My name is Michael Braam. I'm a senior sales engineer with InterSystems in Germany. And in this session today, I'm not alone. Hoelper, managing director from SHD Einzelhandelssoftware GmbH in Germany, joins me today. And he will present what they did with InterSystems Reports, what their future vision is with InterSystems Reports, and why they decided to turn away from their already existing reporting solution and to move to InterSystems Reports instead. But before I hand over to Eric, I would give you a quick overview what InterSystems Reports is. Quick show of hands. How many of you are already using InterSystems Reports? Just a few. How many of you are considering to use InterSystems Reports in the future? That's better. Okay, so what is InterSystems Reports? For those of you who are wondering why they haven't seen InterSystems Reports so far in the InterSystems Iris Management Portal or InterSystems Iris for Health Management Portal, the answer is easy. InterSystems Reports requires a separate installation. The InterSystems Reports tool set or framework or application is not included in the InterSystems Iris standard installation. And if I say InterSystems Iris, this is also true for InterSystems Iris for Health. So you have to download it separately from our WRC portal, and you have to download and to install two major components. I will cover each of these major components in a minute. But the good news is InterSystems Reports is included in almost all license types with InterSystems Iris. It's included in all user-based licenses, and it's also included in the advanced server license. What does InterSystems Reports bring to you? What does it provide, and how can you leverage from it? Well, first of all, it gives you a business view to your data. Why is this helpful, and why does it make sense? Well, if the report designer or the report developer has to develop his reports, it's often difficult for him to find the relevant data in the technical data model. Developers tend to assign some technical names or cryptic names to data fields, to data tables, and you must know how these tables are joined. And InterSystems Reports has the capability to predefine queries which return all the data which is needed in your reports and have meaningful names, so that the report designer or controller who builds the report exactly knows which fields he has to use. And once you have built your reporting data model or predefined your queries, InterSystems Reports supports different types of reports. First of all, it supports page-based reports. And page-based reports are reports that are somehow page-oriented. Examples are invoices or bills or forms. And these page reports are pixel perfect. You can print them out or export them to different formats like PDF or other formats. And these are the features of page reports. The second report type are web reports. And web reports are interactive web pages. A web report is a report that runs in a browser, and you can apply filters to that web page or to this report interactively, and the browser automatically updates the report. So the report is automatically updated and shows the filtered data. These web reports are responsive. That means you can run a report on different devices, like I do here on my notebook or on a desktop PC, or you can run them on a tablet or even on a mobile phone. And InterSystems Reports is responsible for formatting it accordingly so that you get a representation that fits to your device. Beside page reports and web reports, there are also there's also something which is called a library component. And you can imagine a library component as a predefined report element with visualization elements and with the data for this visualization element or elements. And the idea behind that is that you, as a report designer or report developer, build a pool of library components or predefined report elements, and the reporting user then can build dynamically dashboards based on these report elements. So they can build their own dashboards. So this is something like a user-defined web page. How do you all get that? Or how do you get that all? There are two major components with InterSystems Reports. The first one is the report designer. And the report designer is a tool where all the development work, the report development work takes place. And first of all, it is responsible for defining your data sources. So where is the data I want to access? It's also responsible for defining the queries that you will use in your reports. And I think for most of you, the most relevant access method will be JDBC, so it's a SQL access, or stored procedures, and stored procedures could be a way for those of you who doesn't have a SQL representation of the data. So if the data is still available only via global access, a stored procedure can be a way to bring them to InterSystems Reports. There are other methods as well. And once you have defined your data model, your data sources, you start building the report itself. And you do that with the report designer. The report designer is what you see is what you get design tool. And on the left-hand side, you see the visual elements here that you can use in your report design. In the center area of the screen, you see the layout area for your report. And on the right-hand side, there's something like an inspector where you can set properties for report elements in your report. So it's a state-of-the-art. What you see is what you get, editor for defining your reports. But it's even more. You can run and test the reports from the report designer. And once you are done, and you say, okay, that's the report I want to have, you have to deploy this report definition to the second component, and that is the reporting server. The report server is responsible for executing the reports. And the report server comes with a browser-based UI, so you can either interactively execute your reports, or you can define schedules, and the report server is responsible for executing the reports at the scheduled time automatically. And the report server can also deploy your reports to different recipients via email, or it can export it to the file system, etc. So you need to install both components, report designer for the report developer, and report server. It's a server where the reports should actually run. And that's all you need to do. That's from my side with a brief overview what InterSystems Reports is. Any questions so far?
You talked it server side, or does the user actually have to download systems reports to use this?
What you need, the question was, web reports, are they server side or have to have the user download the web report, right? No, it's server side. So what you need is a report server, and you can run them on the report server. Any other questions?
You didn't mention ODBC. You had JDBC. Does ODBC sorted connection?
Is ODBC supported as well? JDBC.
So no ODBC. So I have got 6 back-end cache databases I'd like to run these reports off of.
No problem. Like the cache also have a JDBC.
So use JDBC.
Well.
So it doesn't matter if I have like old cache versions. I can work. I can do that today, even though I don't have Irish yet.
There's a license issue.
Oh yeah.
InterSystems Reports is only. There's a license issue. InterSystems Reports is only included in the InterSystems license, Iris licenses. So technically, it could run with cache, but. I think that is not compliant with the terms and conditions, but Carmen, will you comment on it? Yeah. There's one more question.
So if I have an application running in InterSystems Iris and I want my customers that use my application to also get reports when I deploy my application to them, is there like some sort of installation manuscript I can send them with that the reports gets installed in conjunction with my application automatically? So I don't have to go onto their machine and install it manually, I mean?
That's a good question. Okay. So the answer is it's not out of the box available, but it's possible to build a deployment mechanism that automatically deploys the reports to the customer machines. So it's time for one more question, then I need to hand over to Eric.
If I already have an extensive library of Zen reports, is there a conversion utility to get from A to B?
Good question. The answer is easy. No, unfortunately not. So, at that point, I would like to hand over to Eric Hoelper. Please welcome Eric. And Eric will tell you what they did with InterSystems Reports.
Okay, it works. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Michael. He made the more technical part. I will talk about what you can do, for example, with InterSystems Reports, what we have done or what we are right now doing with InterSystems Reports. As Michael told you, my name is Eric. I'm Managing Director of one of the business units of SHD, of the SHD Group. And perhaps you have the question, who is SHD? Because it's not a company which is known on the whole world. SHD is a specialist in the furniture industry. We develop, we sell, we implement software solutions for the furniture industry, currently in Germany, in the DACH region, in the Netherlands. And we do this for 40 years. So last year we celebrated our 40th anniversary. And we are fully focused on this segment of furniture in this market currently. And because of that, we have nearly all what a furniture dealer needs. What we do not have is the house and the furniture itself, but everything he needs in IT, we can deliver. So we can start at the infrastructure, if he wants to host it on-prem or if he wants to host the solutions in the data center. We deliver ERP software, we deliver a special thing, kitchen design software. So if you want to sell kitchens, you have to plan them, you have to design them. So there's special software for that. And we have also business software, for example, accounting, financial accounting software as well. And we do this for all the players in the furniture industry. So mainly we are focused at the moment on the retailers. Some things are focused on the retailer, on the manufacturers, and some applications of our production are used from the consumers. What is our vision? So what we want to do is connect the business for all these players in the market. So where it is possible, we try to think from end to end in these processes because we are specialists in this segment of the market. This is not possible perhaps in every segment, but we try to grow in this section. SHD are more than 650 employees, and more than 100,000 users use our applications. We will have a turnover of around about 90 million, I think, this year. And we are mainly, on our headquarters is in Germany with more than 400 employees. Then we have some foreign companies in Europe, and some of them also South Africa. You see China here. So this is the SHD group, which is focused on the furniture market, and SHD on itself belongs to a group of software companies, which is over that. It's called the Genie Software Group, and the Genie Software Group. There are several ERP specialists for other markets. So, for example, for laboratory or something else. But today we talk about the SHD, we talk about the furniture industry, we talk about our applications which uses the InterSystems technology. So the SHD solutions, as I told you, we have nearly all the what furniture retailers need regarding the IT systems. We begin in the infrastructure on Braam, but we can also host in the data center. We can also deliver managed services. We have the ERP solutions, we have the warehouse organization solutions, and finance and HR. And in the last years, of course, omni-channel e-commerce solutions, lead generation solutions as well. And today, so we have another focus now. We will talk about especially the ERP solutions in this area. And we talk about MHS, we talk about SHD Eco, two products I think you will not know because they are only focused on furniture retailers. But MHS, it is more than 40 years old, based on InterSystems technology from day one. And SHD Eco also a new modern ERP solution, and we migrate the customers step by step from MHS to SHD Eco. So this is the story. The other things you see here, e-commerce, warehouse, cash registers, POS solutions, modules our customers can add to them. MHS and SHD Eco, we will have a chart for SHD Eco as well. Our customers, they begin, I think, 5 users, and they end up to more than 70,000 users. So we have solutions which have to be very scalable, but also very rich in functionality. And if you imagine 40-year-old ERP software system is rich in functionality. And so we have several segments where we have to work on, and one of the sections is the reporting section. Our modern ERP system, SHD Eco, it's an ecosystem for the modern omnichannel furniture retailer. As you can see here, we have client solutions as well as for mobile devices in all kinds of things. Yeah, and with InterSystems, we have a long-standing successful partnership from day one of MHS. So you see some things there, mums, I think a few of you know about that, and DSM Digital and Cachet, of course. And now it's Iris, so oops, too fast. As you can see on the right side, we are now migrating our customers to InterSystems Iris, a bit, not a bit late, but very late, I think. I think most of you are on Iris currently. But for us, it was a challenge because we have hundreds of customers with very individual constellations. We have a very old ERP system. It was not a no-brainer to bring it from Cachet to Iris, but it was necessary to bring it from Cachet to Iris. So we prepared it in the last 2 years, and now in 2024 we started the rollout, and we will start now the rollout, and will have been finished it in end of 25. So now our use case, moving to InterSystems Reports, because this is the topic of the session here. But I think it was perhaps interesting for you to know, okay, in which context we are. So where do we come from? We come from 15 years of history, of report history based on SHP Crystal reports. So everything we have done regarding reports, pixel perfect reports or web reports or what else, we have done in the last 15 years with SHP Crystal reports, and we have decided that this is not our future strategy. And so, what are the needs of our customers? As Michael told you, pixel perfect reports, for example, invoices, orders, offers, this normal stuff. But it's very important normal stuff for our customers, because furniture is a product which is very rich on product informations, and you have to give your customer something where he can see what he buys. And so these reports for our customers are very important, and they have very individual needs as well. So what you can see here is a current report with SHP Crystal reports, for example here, an order. And we have many of them, many other reports we deliver with our ERP system. Our current situation is that we have custom report modules for each ERP. So we have our MIH, old system, SHD Acro, new system, and we have a custom report module for MHS. We have a custom report module for SHD Acro. We have a report data model for MHS and as well some for SSD Acro. It is more because of historical reasons. One was there, the other has to be created, and it was not possible to make it one. So we decided that we have two, but it's not a situation which is very comfortable for us. In a more detailed view, you can see here how the different components work together. So you can see the InterSystems Iris data platform. You can see our custom report engine module. You can see our custom module for the routing outputs, so SMS fax as well in the furniture industry, and our print service. And here, for example, the ERP system SHD Acro. And the same we have for MHS. So how do we migrate? We decided to eliminate the custom report engine module and to replace it with a lightweight custom API adapter. And this is for us, and of course, use InterSystems reports and eliminate SHP Crystal reports. And for us, there are many advantages in this variant, because we have a lot less code needed to make this interface. We can we can shift the work from the dev team to the DevOps team. It's for us an advantage too. And we have a single place of support, for example. Yeah, we can talk for the InterSystems Iris data platform as well as for the InterSystems Reports engine with InterSystems via the VRC. So one supplier, one supplier weniger, less, one supplier less. And of course, SHP Crystal Reports is not for free. Yeah, and InterSystems Reports is included in Iris. So another argument. So as a reminder, where do we come from? Yeah, the chart we have seen a few minutes ago. So we have currently 2 custom report modules and 2 report data models. And what we have done additionally is to make it one. So we have one common SHP report data model, and we have one custom report, or it's called custom report module. We eliminate the different things, and this has much advantage for us because it is, as I told you, less code and so on. But for us, it's a very big advantage in the migration story, because if a customer today is on MHS, he can already work with the reports he will use after the migration with SHD Coro. So one more thing which not changes with the migration. And we talk about companies, they have many branches, they have many users. It's not made on one weekend to migrate such a customer. And so it is very important that they have some stable things when they change their ERP system. And so now we can have one stable thing more, the reports, because they work with MHS, they work during the migration, and they work after the migration. So have I forgotten something? I don't know. Yeah, what's next? So what I have shown you now, it's, yeah, we have pixel perfect reports. It's not a racket technology. It's not the big thing. But for our customers, it's important they have to work. It has to work, because when they don't work, then we have not to care about new things. But when we have implemented it, the next thing what we will implement is the rep reports ability of InterSystems Reports. As I showed you before, SHD Coro is available in very much variants, so you can use it in clients, you can use it on mobile phone, and so on, tablet, etc. And therefore, the InterSystems Reports for us is perfect to integrate the web reports to have added value to our applications, and everything is in the same technology base. Okay. Yeah, that's from my side.
Okay, thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
If I understood you correctly, I would summarize the major benefits you receive from moving to InterSystems Reports is a less complex architecture in your reporting architecture. One support line, you have InterSystems support to contact if you have any issues, and less costs, right?
Yeah, that's cost, of course, too. So the two things you mentioned, the less complexity of the architecture, it is very, very important for us. The second thing as well, so to have one support where we know, because of the history, that it works fine with the VRC and so on. It is for us an advantage too. And perhaps the third thing I will mention, but this will be individual for all of you, is this story of migration advantage. Because perhaps some of you have the same situation, perhaps some of you have other situations, but the thing is that I think every one of you perhaps has an own story why it makes sense to migrate to data platform near technology in the reports area. And our story is of course that SHP Crystal reports will not be, I think, supported any longer for companies like us, for solutions like us. I think a few years we will have no chance to use it. But we used this situation and made something out of that. So this migration, this stable part of the migration, for us it's an advantage too.
Okay, since I'm a technical guy, I have a question regarding the migration itself. Were you able to automatically migrate the Crystal-based reports to InterSystems reports, or how did you
take
do
your
that?
words, a good question. The easy answer, no. It is not possible. Or I talked to some of our technical guys, so I'm not a technical guy, I'm more coming from the business side. But I talked last week with one of our deeply technical guys and asked them, okay, is it possible, would it be possible to have some migration, to have something there? And they said, yeah, perhaps it is possible to make something like a parser, to have on the left side old report, on the right side a new report, to parse it and to bring it, to automate this process. But he said that for us it makes no sense, because we have the challenge to bring the know-how for the new application InterSystems Reports to our people. And so it is a perfect situation to bring it to the people via practical usage. Yeah, so the migration and to do all the old reports into new reports and so on, it is a kind of training for our people too, because we are not a company where we can say, okay, we do this now one time and then it's done for us. Every day, every month, every year, our customers will come with new needs, with new needs, and we will have to make solutions for them. So our people have to be well prepared for that, and therefore we decided not to invest in something like a parser or something like that. So we migrate on the manual way.
Okay, 12 minutes left. I think it's time for Q&A. Any questions from your side?
I've actually got several questions. How long was your transition period of bridging from Crystal Reports over to the InterSystems Reports, number one? Number two is, did you have any existing form-based reports where you put in a sheet of paper that was pre-printed, like an invoice, and then you had to populate that form with your report itself? And the one form that you showed, which I think was a statement or something, do you know approximately how long it took you to convert that from Crystal Reports into Iris Reports?
Okay, the first question was how long it took us to do this. It's an ongoing project, so I don't know. But what our guys told me is that it was very easy to work with InterSystems Report for them, because they were familiar with SHP Crystal Reports, and what is very similar, both are reporting tools. And so they said that from the day one on, it was very easy for them to use this application to do it. I don't know how much time it will take us, but or I know how much time we have, but I know that I do not know if the estimation is correct. But we want to finish this project, I think in 2025, middle of 2025. But it's not a thing where we work with 10 people. It's more a thing where we work with with 1 or 2, 1.5 people perhaps, and not full time. So it is very hard to say how much it takes for one report. So we have standard reports, I think 40, 50, I don't know, 40, 50. And then we have many customers with individual reports. Because as I told you, they are very important for them. The one will have its logo left on the bottom, left on the top, and the other one right on the top, and the next one should have a line right there, and something else like that. And so many of the customers invest in individual reports, and of course we have to find a solution for them as well. Yeah.
Can I ask one more question?
It's included.
If you've got a report like invoices that go out, which requires an individual customer for each page, have you solved that? Like if you had to issue 2,000 invoices, does your reporting engine that you've applied, will it do that?
Well, the answer from my technical experience is yes. Easy answer again. Just run a query that returns the 2,000 customers and define the invoice report, and will print out or send out all 2,000 invoices. And to come back to your second question, how difficult is it to use pre-printed forms? From my experience, it's very simple, because you are able to pixel perfect position the data fields on your reporting sheet or report layout. So that's not a big deal. Any other questions?
Specifically on the web-based reports, let's say we were going to actually expose that to the external world for our customers to see these reports over the internet and whatnot. Do you guys have a published technology stack that you're using within the reports? Because we get audited all the time and they're like, hey, this component is out of date, you're behind on this, blah, blah, blah. Are you guys continually updating that technology stack and keeping it, current? And do you have a published one for the web reports technology stack that you're using?
As far as the same question or similar question as we had before, there is nothing available out of the box, but it's possible to build something, and our own application track has implemented a deployment pipeline, so it should be doable, but it's not available out of the box.
So like the grids that you had on the web reports and stuff, that's us putting those grids into that page? And is there,
Yeah.
is it with CSP behind it?
No, it's not CSP behind it. It's HTML, JavaScript, style sheets. And if you have a classical web report, you have to position all these visual elements in this web report. And the other option is to use the library components, which are predefined elements like a grid or like a speedometer or whatsoever. And the reporting user actually picks from the pool of provided library components the elements he wants to have and drags and drops it to the dashboard. Other questions? Okay.
So we have an application where we need to embed the reports within our Angular application. So I don't know if you have any libraries that would allow us to embed those web reports.
Pretty much all you need to do just use our JavaScript library, build your Angular component, and that's all about. Yeah.
It's just the web page that you embed.
So we have also a report writer, and we do some very custom features like we dynamically create properties on a class based on user definitions of functions, or these things called column collections, which are aggregates. We also have support for Cartesian product resolution, or where we flatten out two children and so forth. So we basically take responsibility for the SQL and then fetch and then provide a mechanism to display. So do you have an ability or library where we can define the report without your report writer? So we would do the definition of the report.
As far as I know, yes, right, Leo? I can dynamically create report designs, as far as I know.
If I hear the question correctly, more about you will handle all the SQL writing to make sure how exactly you return the data. For that, we call imported SQL, which basically, other than rely on the InterSystems reports to generate the SQL statement for you, you will provide the exact SQL statement you want us to execute. So we will, based on your imported SQL, to collect the exact data set from the IRIS database.
Yeah, but we also need a library to actually produce the definition of the report. So not to use the report writer. We would define the report on the fly.
I see. Behind the scenes, the report definition actually is XML formatted. So if you really want to build your own writer type thing other than use user interface, you can consider follow our XML schema to define our report definition behind the scene. Yeah. Even furthermore, sometimes you want to do more in-depth integration, there's API layers for you to, on behalf of a report writer, to build a report through the API calls. Yeah.
And do you support export of PDF, of course, but how about Word? Would you be able to export it to a Word document?
So the question is it also possible to export to other formats like Word documents? Yes.
Basically, for export, there's 8 different formats. Start from the HTML, PDF, Excel, CSV, to a RTF, like a Postgres. Yeah.
Good. So we're running out of time. If you want to learn more about InterSystems Reports, here you see a list of sessions where you get more information. Leo will be available in the Demo and Drinks event tonight, so feel free to contact him or contact the responsible product manager, Carmen Loke. Carmen is here in the room, so simply contact her. As always, we are interested in your feedback, so please take the time, go to your Cvent app, go to your profile and give us or fill out the survey there, please. And at the end of the session, I would like to bring your attention to our early access program. That's a great opportunity for you to get your fingers on the latest features and functions in our product development in a very early stage, for example, flexible Python runtime or vector search, etc. To join the early access program, simply scan the QR code and sign in there. That's really a great chance to get your fingers on the new features. If you have questions, Eric and myself will be around until Wednesday. Don't hesitate to contact us if you see us standing around, or after the Global Summit via email. I think Eric and myself will be happy to answer the questions. For now, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you.